All right, Fs.
My F goes to the lawmakers, regulators, and airline officials who, as we learned this week, have created a system in which a pilot or pilots can legally fly passengers in a plane with which they are insufficiently unfamiliar into conditions with which they are insufficiently prepared, or for which they are insufficiently prepared. Let's hope that the Obama administration uses this terrible tragedy, the recent plane crash in Buffalo, to overhaul the FAA and to make the serious regulatory reforms we need to save lives.
My F goes to the Philadelphia Inquirer for bringing on the reprehensible camera-crazy John Yoo, i.e. torture rationalizer, as a regular columnist. Yoo's views are completely discredited in the intellectual community, and now so are the Inquirer's.
My F goes to the security bubble that surrounds presidents in this country of ours. I've been spending a lot of time this semester in Washington, D.C., and a good bit of it standing on street corners or sitting in my car at red lights while huge presidential motorcades go by, where they close the quadrants of the city down for a half hour, 45 minutes. I don't doubt there are security concerns. I don't doubt the professional responsibilities of the Secret Service. But there's nothing to make the people feel like peasants to watch the emperor drive by for hours and hours. This is not a good thing in a democracy, and this is not a good thing about executive power. If the peasants have to be this inconvenienced for the emperor to move, the emperor ought to stay in his palace.
I just want to...
Guess who was caught in a traffic jam?
Yeah. Right. Talk about cranky in the traffic. Man, you see him on Route 81?
Here
okay,
we go.
Sorry. I'm giving an F, and I second Bob Green's F. And I'm giving an F to the Washington Times for running a story on its website 2 days ago about murdered school children that was paired with a photograph of the two Obama girls, Sasha and Malia, who had no connection to the story whatsoever, except they happened to be two little African-American girls going to school. And the Washington Times claimed that the photo was put in electronically and no human hands were involved. Nobody believes that.
The real F in that mess of flying Air Force One over New York City for publicity photos that scared the heck out of everybody really should go to Colonel Scott Turner of the Air Force, commander of the Presidential Airlift Group. Why? Because he decided that the warning memo to tell everybody that they were doing this was for official use only and was secret. Now this is emblematic of the culture of secrecy in Washington, and unless Obama can break this sort of thing, we're never going to find out what's happening in government. All right,
that'll really
2 minutes, A's.
My A goes to the 5 Syracuse City School Board members who voted down their proposal to give themselves what would have amounted to a 183% pay increase over 3 years. I value the work that the school board members do. I have nothing against reasonable pay increases for any public servant. But I agree with the Post-Standard, who called this an amazingly bad idea to even suggest such an increase in these economic times.
Syracuse just graduated. When's Colgate graduate?
Sunday.
And Cortland's graduating
Saturday.
this weekend, so is Casanova. My congratulations once again this year to all our college graduates.
My A goes to the report that appeared in the New York Times this morning suggesting that there has been a precipitous drop in Mexican migration since the recession hit the United States. This shows that the solution to our southern border is not a fence, but economic growth and development in Mexico, a policy that the United States has tragically ignored for the last 10 years.
And I'm giving an A to the New York State Senate and its Committee on Elections for taking up election law reform, including early voting, which New York State should do. 32 states do it. New York should do too. I attempted to filibuster to watch David Rubin's blood pressure rise, but I pass.
And I'm giving an A to Dave Bing, the former SU basketball star and Detroit businessman. He won a special election last week to be mayor of Detroit, at least until he has to run again this November, by beating a longtime local politician. I want to praise him for his willingness to get involved to try to solve Detroit's many, many problems, some of which have started in the mayor's office. He's truly a terrific representative. Okay, thanks to you at home for joining us this evening. Please send your comments to the Ivory Tower Half Hour, Post Office Box 2400, Syracuse 13220, or email us at ivorytower@wcny.org. If you want to view our weekly A's and F's, just go to wcny.org and click on the YouTube icon. This is David Rubin saying, keep debate alive, and we will be here next week.